Hello guys, it is Gate of Theories here, and it has been 2 weeks since the How I Met Your Father finale came out. So it's been enough time to process everything that this show has given us so far. But now the question comes, was the ending good? Was it a decent cliffhanger? Was the episode good? And was the series good? Because even though we got the return of Robin Scherbatsky, was it enough to save this show? Well, let's get into it, but before we go any further, please make sure that you've clicked that red subscribe button down below and have your notifications turned on so that you get notified every time we make any brand new videos. So, a few weeks ago, I did a video discussing why I think this show is really bad after its first few episodes, and if you want to check that video out, there'll be a link down below in the description, or you can go and click the card somewhere up there. However, I stuck with it as I love How I Met Your Mother, and I hope this one would get better. And it definitely did, but it's still not as good as How I Met Your Mother. I mean, it was never going to be, but it definitely did improve with some really bad episodes, don't get me wrong, but also some really great ones as well. Now, the easy thing would be to compare this season and this finale to How I Met Your Mother's almost perfect first season, which is just unfair. Everyone watching this show has at least some bias to that original show, and How I Met Your Mother did get 22 episodes for its first season to flesh out characters, relationships, and plot lines, and this one only got 10, so comparing them is just a bit unfair. So, while the first season of How I Met Your Mother ended with Ted and Robin finally getting together, and Ted being so happy to return to find Marshall out in the rain crying because Lily had left him, and all of this had built up throughout the season perfectly, How I Met Your Father's ending obviously was never going to have that same impact. But did it still work? I'd say yes in some places and no in others. Let's get the giant elephant of Colby Smulders out of the way first. We'd already gotten in the episode before that the Captain and Becky were back, and the show had been hinting at How I Met Your Mother references throughout, such as Jesse's apartment being Ted and Marshall and basically everyone else's apartment at some point in the original show. So we knew something big was coming. There'd been rumours about Neil Patrick Harris returning and other cast members, but really it could have been anyone. And the fact that we got Robin was awesome, like incredible. And of course something was coming, because they would have never even dreamt of having a finale without a main original cast member. It would have just annoyed the fans more than the finale of the original show actually did. And what I love about this is it sets the precedent for every future season finale of this show. Am I saying we'll always get one of the 5 main returning? Probably not, but it's likely every season will end with a hint back to that great show. And to think, if the show carries on for around the same amount of years as the original show did, then the finale of How I Met Your Father could take place in 2030, and we could even see a crossover to the finale of How I Met Your Mother, where Ted finally finishes telling his story to his kids and runs off to find Robin. Like, if that happened, I think I'd actually die. And when Robin started talking about when she first met Ted to Sophie, I just got so much chills. But what was so great about Robin's return was the build-up to it. We got Sophie going through a hard time and returning to McLaren's first, which was amazing. Carl was incredible, and then we get Robin. Like, even though this show might not be great and that the ending might not be an amazing cliffhanger, the fact that Robin returned is just immediate fan service, and you can't even lie, everyone was loving it. I was screaming I loved it so much. Just to see Sophie, who is probably the only fleshed out character from How I Met Your Father, meeting Robin is just so awesome, and how Sophie knows her from the news is also brilliant as well. So, was the finale the best episode so far? Yes. Why? Because of McLaren's and Robin. Without them, well, it really was not the best episode whatsoever. The other characters' plot lines just seemed kinda predictable. Sid and Hannah almost breaking up seemed to me like they were going to get a Marshall and Lily repeat, but luckily we didn't, and they ended up getting married randomly, which I reckon will have some major consequences next season. I won't be surprised if they split up even in next season. As for Valentina and Charlie, them two would either get engaged by the end of the season or break up, so very predictable. And Ellen, I really don't care for, maybe I will in season 2. My point is, this ending was really predictable because we all knew a character was going to return, because the show just had to do that. If it hadn't, it just would have annoyed everyone. And we knew at least one couple would break up, and that Sophie and Jesse likely wouldn't work. So even though the finale had some neat ideas and major fan service with Robin returning, it did just seem like a very predictable finale, which kind of ruins it for me. The cliffhanger of Ian returning was a nice touch and hope for season 2, but it definitely didn't leave a lasting impact like seeing Marshall in the rain with a ring, and I wasn't really expecting it to. What I'm trying to say is that this ending was great only because of the How I Met Your Mother bits. Take them away and the finale is pretty much mediocre. So if we were just watching a normal sitcom with no connections to the original show, and this was the ending, would you be satisfied? Because I don't think I would. However, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, because no one is watching this show who hasn't seen How I Met Your Mother. I am only watching this show because I've seen How I Met Your Mother, and I guarantee 100% that you are as well. And the creators know this, and that's why they've added in How I Met Your Mother references and returning characters. Because even though it's not a great finale, purely because we see Carl serving at McLaren's and Robin talking about Ted and the others, it is suddenly great again because we love the nostalgia of How I Met Your Mother. But anyway guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, make sure that you smash that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Guys, let me know down below, what do you guys think about this? What did you think of this ending? Did you like it? Did you think it was a decent cliffhanger? Did you like the references to How I Met Your Mother? And do you agree with me? Do you think that this ending was just really mediocre but was great purely because of How I Met Your Mother references in it? Without them, for me, I don't think it would have been that good, and let me know what you think about that down below. And as always, we've been here on Gate of Theories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.